So what are the top 10 best Dragon Ball games of all time? Well, GameSpot seems to have already jumped on this, and they did their own top 10. Now, before we get into this video, I want you guys to keep in mind that this doesn't mean this is like the definitive top 10 for Dragon Ball games. Everybody has their own opinion when it comes to a video game or a franchise or series, and everybody has different tastes. Maybe you like a 3D arena fighter, maybe you like the 2D fighter, maybe you like something that's competitive, RPG, you know, it's always going to vary among people. But I think for the most part, this list does capture some of the most loved Dragon Ball games among the entire community or fans of the series, and I kind of wanted to go over it and maybe change some things up for my personal opinions and my personal taste in terms of the games and stuff. So right now in front of me, you can't see it, but I have literally every Dragon Ball game that, I mean, at least I own right now. I'm going to try my best to order it similar to how they ordered it, but in my own way. So they said, we're not going to talk about mobile because all these games, I mean, the list that they showed, these are all console-based games, okay? These are all games that you can just go out and buy, not something that you know, download and there's, you know, microtransactions and all that stuff. We're not going to go into that. Maybe I'll have that separately. Let's go over my top 10 Dragon Ball games right here. So they listed at number 10, Dragon Ball Z, Attack of the Saiyans. So I do agree with that. I don't know if you can really see it. This is Dragon Ball Z, Attack of the Saiyans. It was an RPG on the DS. I'm currently doing a replay through it. And I would have to agree that works as number 10 just because it's an RPG, it's different, it's unique, because there aren't too many RPGs for Dragon Ball games. Most Dragon Ball games are fighters and stuff, not fighters with the Z, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I would have to agree with that. Now, when it comes to number 9, okay, I love Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit, but they already have a 2D/3D fighter on here, which was listed as Budokai 3. Now, in terms of the gameplay and everything, it's pretty much the same. Graphics look way better. Cutscenes are nicer, but you're very limited to the amount of characters. There's not a lot of content. It's very short. It only goes up to the Cell Saga. So I'm going to just take Burst Limit off, okay? Just because there are better, you know, all-in-all 2D, 3D fighting games like, you know, the Budokai series and stuff, you know? So instead, I'm going to put at number 9 this one. A personal favorite, Dragon Ball Z Supersonic Warriors 2 / just the series in general. Now, I put that on there just because it's a handheld game. It's a portable game that you can take anywhere. It, for its time, was extremely fun. It had a lot of characters. The gameplay was but it was pretty different from most 2D fighters. You could fly around, and it was weird. It was a little bit weird, but I liked it a lot. And, you know, like I said, I would go back and play this, okay? So, Supersonic Warriors, definitely going to be at my number 9 spot. Now, at number 8, I'm switching things around. They put Supersonic Warriors, so I'm putting Raging Blast. All right, the Raging Blast series. Now, the reason why this one's kind of low on the list is just because, I mean, it's basically the Tenkaichi series, but in my opinion, it feels slower. It feels a little bit slower. It looks very nice, and you know, it plays great and everything, and I still like the game, just the Raging Blast series in general, but it's pretty much the Tenkaichi series, and I feel like Tenkaichi had more characters, and even though the graphics weren't that great, the gameplay felt faster, and it just felt better overall, in my opinion. So yeah, the Raging Blast series we'll put up at number 8. Like I said, I'm just going to be switching things up, but for the most part, most of these did make the list, okay? So now we're moving on to number 7. So they put Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Now, I think I put Dragon Ball Z Kakarot a little bit further up. So for me, I'm going to put the Legacy of Goku series, okay? Specifically, I mean, Legacy of Goku 2 and Boo's Fury. Now, Legacy of Goku 1, in my opinion, and I think most fans can agree, that's one of the worst Dragon Ball games ever made, just because it's very stiff. It's very difficult. It's so difficult that they actually give you an input that you can put in the beginning of the game before the start screen comes up, and it gives you invincibility. Why they thought that was a good idea, I don't know. They could have just made the game balanced and progressively harder. But no, it's just hard right off the bat, and it just remains hard throughout the entire game. It's just a weird game, and it was like an experiment, and it was a failure. But in terms of how it is and like the graphics and everything, it's a cute looking game. You know, it's an action RPG. But when it comes to Legacy of Goku 2, they improved on that so much. And then as they got to Boo's Fury, they made it even better. I mean, it had the Falconer score, which I'm a big fan of. You can hate me if you want on that. I just grew up watching it, so nostalgia is huge and important. I just personally liked it, and it was the only game that actually had the Falconer score in terms of this series. Plus, Legacy of Goku 2 for me was the first ever Dragon Ball game that I did play. So I'm very, very happy about this game being on their list. I think they put it up at number 5. I'm going to put that one up as, like I said, number 7. Now, moving on to number 6. Now, this is where things get a little bit more debatable, and it's very, very close in terms of what I enjoy from these two right here. But I'm going to put Dragon Ball Fusions at number 6 and Dragon Ball Z Kakarot at number 5. Now, you can switch those two in and out, you know, between each other, whatever. But Dragon Ball Fusions is a fucking masterpiece. I don't know what else to say about it. It's so good. The amount of I've played through this game like 3 times now with different characters because you can have customization. There's a lot of content. There are a crap ton of characters. I think this game has the biggest Dragon Ball game roster. This definitely has the most amount of characters that you can get for a handheld console game and just a console game in general. Again, we're not talking about the mobile games or anything because those have a million characters. But Fusions is amazing, and you guys know this game kind of jump-started my channel and got people to know who I was in terms of, you know, as a content creator. So I have to, you know, give credit where it's due. This game is amazing. It's very fun. If you have not played Fusions on the 3DS, go pick it up right now. For them, they put Dragon Ball Raging Blast, and again, it's like I'm switching things up. It's still in that top 10 that they put, and then for number 5, they put Legacy of Goku. I'm, like I said, putting Kakarot. Kakarot's awesome. Kakarot is the definitive game. If you want to play the Dragon Ball story, this is the best experience of it. They did leave out some things, you know, and I know people are upset about, like, Super Vegeta Final Flash and Ultra Trunks and stuff, but I mean, for the most part, the cutscenes are awesome. The gameplay is pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Okay, the gameplay, I wish it could be better. At times, it gets a little bit stale, but I mean, it's a fun game. It's single player. If you want to play the story, I think it's great. I think it definitely deserves to be higher up on the list. And the fact that, you know, it's most likely still going to be getting more content soon. It's great, man. And the fact that they also put like Battle of the Gods and like the Resurrection F stuff is pretty cool. I definitely want a sequel to that game. Now, moving on here, they have number 4 as Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Now, in my opinion, I'm going to put the Budokai series up there at number 4 instead, okay? I could never get my hands on a copy of Infinite World, but I've played Infinite World on an emulator before, and I've played it as a kid. Infinite World is Budokai 3, but better, okay? It's literally, Infinite World is Budokai 4, so the fact that they had Budokai 3 up there at number 2 is just kind of weird. They probably didn't think of Infinite World. Like I said, they're pretty much the same game. It's just that Infinite World has GT Vegeta, so if you put GT Vegeta, you're automatically going to be in the top 5 of Dragon Ball games, okay? But yeah, the Budokai series in general is really fun. Budokai 2 is fun. Budokai 1, like, you can go back to all of them and play them and enjoy them. So I think that series, definitely number 4 for me. I think I put Budokai Tenkaichi 3 up next, so I'm putting that one up at number 3. Now, they put Xenoverse 2 at number 3. Now, number 2 and number 3 on their list, I honestly, I do not get that. And I don't know if you guys could agree with that or not, but I would not put Budokai 3 above Xenoverse 2. That's just no, okay? Budokai 3, I think, came out in 2004, and it only lasted, I mean, the next game in 2005 came out or whatever. Like, Xenoverse 2 has been going on for 6 years now, okay? You cannot sit there, you are blinded if you think that Budokai 3 is a better game than Xenoverse 2. No, I'm not gonna say that, but for me, instead, on number 3, I'm putting Tenkaichi 3, or I guess the Tenkaichi series in general. Tenkaichi 2 and 3 are pretty much the same. Tenkaichi 1 wasn't as good, but Tenkaichi 3, I think to this day, still has the biggest Arena Fighter Dragon Ball game roster. I think it has like 161 characters, which is fucking nuts, dude. That's insane, okay? A lot of them are pretty much, you know, reskins and things, but, I mean, Xenoverse 2 has that as well. So, Tenkaichi 3 is an absolute classic. It's timeless. It says on here 150 characters, 10 game modes, 20 stages. Like, again, you go back and play this game and you will have a damn good time, okay? I think I have more fun with this than I do Raging Blast. That's just my opinion, but it's just way more characters. The gameplay feels better. The fact that there were like giant characters like Hirudegan and shit was really cool. Like, hell yeah. So I'm putting that one up at number 3. Now, I'm putting Fighters at number 2, okay? Me personally, I don't really play Fighters that much, but for what it is, like, it's like I love watching it. I do love watching people play it just because they're at a high skill level and everything. Me, I suck ass at the game. I'm horrible at it, and that's probably a big reason why I just didn't really gravitate towards the game that much. Xenoverse 2, on the other hand, like, as soon as I touched this game, the beta, I was addicted. I went so far as to trying to manipulate, like, certain loopholes in the game in order to play the beta. Even after the beta ended, we were able to do that. You could, like, invite people to a lobby and be able to play it. It was so much fun, and to this day, I play this game literally every single day. So that's why I'm going to switch them up from what they're putting on their list as Budokai 3. That's so weird. I still can't get over that. They put Budokai 3 at number 2, and then Fighters at number 1. So this will be my number 2, and this will be my number 1. I don't need to explain it. Xenoverse 2 is just so good. It has all this customization. It's the best Dragon Ball game in my opinion. It's just too much fun, man. There's everything that I want in a Dragon Ball game is right here, and it's like, can they do better? Can they make more stuff? Hell yeah. Give me Xenoverse 3 and put all the other extra shit in there that everybody has been asking for, and it will literally be the most perfect game ever. Xenoverse 2 at number 1. Fighters, number 2. Okay, we have Tenkaichi 3. Number 3, we have the Budokai series or whatever. Infinite World at number 4. Kakarot, number 5. Fusions, number 6. Boost Fury, number 7. Raging Blast, number 8. Supersonic Warriors 2, number 9. And lastly, Attack of the Saiyans will be number 10. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know your top 10 favorite Dragon Ball games down in the comments. So in conclusion, all of these games actually just suck ass, and the best game ever made is the hit mobile game, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle.